It's not beer pong. It's not cornhole. It's Pop Darts. And it's taken over the sports world one suction cup at a time. From ESPN's Top 10 to your living room table, this is What's Poppin', the most satisfying sports podcast in the world with Mr. T and the Commish. The game, the players, the wild moments you can't script, and the laughter that comes with it. Two guys, one league, zero filter. Let's go.
All right, look at this. We are going. We are live here now. You're looking at
Here we are.
the Commish with Mr. T. How you doing this morning?
Doing fantastic, Commish. How we doing?
I mean, we're having a great day. It's a good day is all I can say. So
That it is.
welcome, all of our fans to What's Poppin'. It's going to be our first episode, Pop heard around the world. So stick with us. I think we're going to have a fun set of episodes in store for you guys. And I think it's just going to get better from here. What do you think?
Nowhere to go but up, man.
That's right. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us a little bit about Pop Darts, your world. I mean, they're going to want to know who you are.
So I'm Mr. T, Pop Darts prodigy. You may have heard of us. We kind of got big, blew up a little bit on social media over the last 2 years. My son bought a set of Pop Darts for his cousin for his birthday and came home, said he wanted us to get a set for home. We got a set, and that's history. We just kept playing and kept going and kept buying every single set that came out. And so now we've got a huge collection of Pop Darts, a nice following on social media, and starting a podcast, and things are just going up.
Isn't it funny the way that works? Yeah. You pick something up, you start having a little bit of fun, and boy, it can take on a trajectory all of its own.
It sure did. It's been a fun ride. We've had a lot of fun, and we got a lot to look forward to coming up.
Oh, yeah. No, I think, like you said, I think it's only going up from here. I think everything is just getting more and more exciting in the world of Pop Darts, in the world of, the APL and the sport itself. I think it's getting really, really exciting. So that's super, super cool.
It's really exciting to see, be right here on the front lines with everybody.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. So tell us a little bit about, your first viral moment, your first, I know you said, you started in their living room. Based on what I've seen, you still throwing in your living room, still throwing Tinabri's in the living room right now.
We have not changed location. We still play in the same spot we've been playing at. We've moved slightly from one angle to another, but just trying to get some better cameras angles and stuff like that. But we started just making videos. Colton's been trying to start trick shot videos for a long time, trying to start a trick shot YouTube channel. And, he was not getting traction like most YouTube pages. And finally, Pop Darts came in. He started making videos, changed the name to Pop Darts Prodigy. Had one video that hit that I think we'll be taking a look at soon, and it just went crazy, and the subscriber number started climbing and climbing and climbing, and we were just in awe watching it daily, and it just kept going up and wouldn't stop. And it's just been doing it ever since. It's slowed down, of course, but we're hoping to gain some traction and keep it going.
That's awesome. It really is cool. Especially, I've seen a lot of his videos. I've met him in person. I've met you. It's a great community. Pop Darts is a growing community. It's full of really good people out there just having a really, really good time. I can't express enough how exciting the sport is, how, energetic the people are. And if you haven't, gotten a chance to pick up Pop Darts, whether you haven't played them, whether you haven't, played in the sport, I'd highly advise picking up a pair. I would highly advise. It is addicting. It's satisfying. It is a lot of fun to be involved with and to be working with.
Oh, yeah. You will not regret picking up a set of Pop Darts.
No, I completely agree. So some of the things we're going to get into today, I think, is super cool. We're going to introduce one of our signature segments, if you will, which is going to be the Pop Top 5. And we will try to air Pop Top 5 every week. This week, we're going to be working with some OG. So that's what we're calling it. We dug deep in the vault for this week's Pop Top 5.
Yeah, we did. We went way back.
Yeah, I think you got hair in one of the videos that we pulled. So that's how deep we had to go to get into the vault for us, for today. So we'll probably introduce, later in the show, some of our other segments that we're going to be going on. Some of these are going to be bi-weekly. We're going to have a lot of guests on the show. Some of these are going to be monthly, but we're going to have some really cool, segments. We'll have some sneak peeks into the Pop Darts world, what they're coming out with. They're always innovating. They're always keeping us on our toes with new, fun, amazing stuff. But I think that's going to be a blast this week and these, weeks coming up.
Yeah, we look forward to those emails every time there's a new release or a new drop of something coming. That's always exciting.
Yeah, I completely agree. Well, I think that now is the time, man. I think we have to go forward here and at least show these people who you are, man. Like, show these people what's going on. Not many people starting these podcasts, not many people jumping on board these things have one of these under their belt. So, we're going to cut to a SportsCenter top 10 moment. That is just absolutely wild. So
insane.
We're going to click on over here and see, hey, top 8 here, Mr. T.
Number 8 from the Ocho. Yeah, you like to hear that? It's like the Ocho, the bet. Pop Darts Championship. Mr. T lands right on the target.
T, is that
accuracy? I pity the fool that don't know how to get it right on the T-knobber.
I need to learn more about that sport.
That was my favorite. When he says he needs to learn more about that sport, that has always got me rolling. It's always got me rolling. It's too funny. Hey, they even got a clip of the referee in there if you watch that closely. I got a little love in the bottom corner. So what can I say? But yeah, that is super cool. How did that feel? This was live TV, man. This wasn't rehearsed. You didn't get to like edit or cut that, did you?
No,
live,
it was
on television, man.
It was insane. That whole day was just a whirlwind of energy. From the time we walked into that stadium, it was unreal. What we've done from playing Pop Darts in the living room turned into going down to Florida to ESPN Wide World of Sports and walking into that arena and seeing our setup, and it was just incredible.
So again, someone's going to ask, right? Somebody's going to ask, was that scripted? How did you make it out of 24 people? 24 people lined up there, and it was father son. Like, come on now, that's just...
It was insane. Hitting that close dart with those other guys out there. It was just unbelievable. It was unbelievable. When you picked up that dart, I knew it was mine. As soon as it landed, I knew it was mine, but I didn't believe it until you picked that dart up, put it in the air, and I still took me a second to realize that it actually happened and that I actually hit that and that I actually get to play Pop Darts with Colton on the big stage on ESPN.
Oh, it was a moment. It was a fun moment to be a part of. As you know, there's a lot of behind the scenes. We practiced, we rehearsed, we were going through, all the different things because it's live TV. So a lot of people don't know that that's stuff that you got to get ready for. And you guys were throwing that shot over and over again, over and over again. And it was wild. It was just watching it all happen and watching all, there was a wiggle knobber happening while everybody was throwing, the prior shots. So it was like people were close. They were hitting off the tee. And you didn't miss by much. You said I did by what? An inch or two. It almost hit the target marker.
It was right there. Right. Yeah. And then hitting that tee knobber in the game with Colton. That right there, I knew going into the game that I wanted to try to get something big. I wanted to hit a tee knobber. Obviously, that's the main goal. Is it going to happen? That's so hard to say, but I did my best to stay calm. I was not as cool as Colton was. I was up there. I was shaking. I was sweating. When I threw that very first dart, I was surprised even made it to the table and didn't just fall 5 feet short because my nerves were high.
I'll be honest, as the referee watching everybody, you can't tell on TV. There's only one of the four of you that were as cool as a cucumber. The rest had jitters, and you can't tell when you watch it back. Everybody looked pretty calm on ESPN and on the playback, but there was definitely nerves on all the players. Colton's the only one that seemed to have ice water in his veins that day because everybody else seemed to really be nervous.
Yeah, he is pretty good under pressure. He's gotten a lot better over the years, but with his other career of Ninja Warrior, he has really learned to deal with it, and the nerves just don't get to him anymore. He's cold as ice.
I mean, there's no doubt. So here, let's answer a couple of your critics then. Let's throw a couple back, Pop Darts World. Did you give it to him, or what did he do down that stretch to come back from down 11? I mean, and I'll give you my take on it, but what did he do down 11 to come back and really claim that from you?
The kid can hit a close start with his eyes closed half the time. It is so hard. And when he gains control of the board and gets first throw, he puts that first dart down right there, position A, somewhere right in front. And it's so hard to beat that. So when he would do that to me, I told myself, if I'm going to beat my son on national TV, it's going to be with another T-knobber. So I was going for that target as hard as I could. And he was putting them in there to where I just couldn't get one close enough without just I think I bounced off that target. I couldn't count the times I bounced off that target.
That's what I saw. I mean, if you watch that back, and again, we'll spend many episodes nerding out over Pop Darts, but he took honors from you. And when he took honors, he did not look back. That kid, he didn't miss position A. He made your life miserable shot after shot after shot. I mean, he did constantly going around his darts, and he didn't miss. I don't think down the stretch he missed his first dart one time.
Once he gained control, he took it. He ran with it.
Yeah,
and there's no stopping him.
That's the competitive side of the sport. I mean, that's the part that makes this sport kind of fun is watching on the outside. You're like, oh, this is easy. I've played beer pong before. I've thrown, like a ping pong ball. Like this looks like it's something I could pick up. Well, yeah, you play a seasoned player. You play a player that knows what's going on. They can make your life absolutely miserable at a Pop Darts table. Doesn't matter.
They sure can.
So. Yeah, I saw him make your life pretty miserable there for a stretch, which was it was great play. And then he did the same thing to Kyle. He made Kyle's life miserable. So
he did.
He didn't necessarily do anything with the specialty shot, but
right. Nope, those close darts will beat a specialty spot in the long run.
Yeah, I mean position A is the key, to the game. And
so Jeremy, you go by the Commish. Where's the name come from? What are we talking about when we call you the Commish? What have you done to earn that title?
Yeah, I mean, somebody's got to get yelled at for the rules, right? Somebody's got to, make the rules and keep things going. No, I'm the commissioner of the American Popdarts League, so I handle the rankings. I handle getting the regionals set up. I was your referee on good old ESPN. I think I earned the title when Pop Darts Pro is no longer on the table anymore, and I became too washed up to compete with you guys. Then I had to go, those that can't teach, right? Like if you can't compete, you got to find some other way to be involved. But yeah, the American Popdarts League is really the governing body of Pop Darts right now. So what we do is we handle the national ranking systems. We handle the rules, the tournaments. When the game exploded, understanding that you're going to play, in Illinois, people are going to play in Florida, people are going to play in Texas, and to really figure out where you rank amongst your peers, we created a league by which we can all compete under the same standards. So there's leagues being run in Florida and Texas and California, Arizona, Utah, like Wisconsin, Iowa.
I'm seeing talks of people on our lives of people overseas wanting to get leagues started. So it's traveling all over the place.
There's an email in my inbox almost daily on a new league being started. There is a current league in the UK right now that has popped off. There is leagues in France that are looking to get started. There's leagues in Pakistan looking to get started. That was actually the email I just woke up to this morning. So they are all over the place and they're popping up, and it's just a governing body where they're able to follow the same rules, have the same standard of play. Also, it helps us when we get closer to nationals, everybody understands what they're getting into. They understand the size of the table. They understand, the rules that are, behind it. And we will dive in, into the minutia. Like you said, we're going to nerd out, man. Like the Pop-Darts, nerding us is going to come out. We'll be able to discuss and talk, about all these rules and, what we like, what we don't like. But yeah, I mean, the commish just stuck. I mean, I think it started as like I don't even remember what the title was. Something about player development in the APL. And then and somebody said something to me in ESPN. They're like, so you're just the commish. And I'm like, all right, that one's better. Or let's just roll with that. Like that one, that's at least a little bit easier than trying to explain to somebody that I'm, the director of Pop-Darts player development or, whatever it was. So I was like, no, that's it. That one, it was too much. So
that's a well-deserved title.
we changed it. So that's, that's exciting. So, I mean, brings us to one of our segments that we're going to get into, whether we do this weekly, we're not going to do it this week, but, our stick and talk, our stick talk. And we're going to talk about, what are some of the skills? What are some of the things that we as, a Pop-Darts community can practice? What are some skills? Why are they valuable, on the table? Just general strategy for these players out here that want to take it from playing in a league, playing with, with their friends, their family, at home to, really competing. And, these are the things that good Pop-Darts players learn, they grow from, they practice. And, and I think position A is a big, it's a big part of that. It's huge for those listening that don't know, what is position A? What exactly what's Colton hitting? What's he doing?
So position A is right in front of the target. You want to be anywhere from touching the target. A nice lippy on the front edge is the best spot to be at. But anywhere right there within an inch or so of the target, right in front, to where it just makes it challenging for the other player to try to go for the target itself. And so now they've got to switch strategies to maybe go left side, right side, maybe try to sneak it over the top, but that's always a challenge.
How many darts do you think on average? So, I play not probably nearly as much as you guys these days, but how many darts do you think you hit the target before you get one to stick, whether it be a wiggle knobber or a T-knobber? How many darts do you feel like you hit before you get one to stick?
It's probably 1 out of 20. When you're hitting that target, it seems like you should be able to train yourself to throw that T-knobber every single time, just like a bullseye on a dartboard, but it just doesn't work that way. There's just way too many variables in the air, and with you're not throwing this dart with force like you are a dart at a dartboard. So you're dealing with all sorts of different energies and powers and gravity and gravitational pulls and whatnot. You want everything you want to talk about, but with that dart just floating in the air, trying to perfect that target every single time, it just doesn't happen. So on a good day, I'm probably 1 out of 10, but on an average day, 1 out of 20, I would say you're bouncing off that target 20 times before you hit that one that finally sticks.
Yeah, and these players that are playing, that's what they should be concentrating on, is like, hey, don't get discouraged. Keep hitting that thing. Keep hitting that target, because it's going to happen. And I would say that your numbers are pretty spot on for what I watch. I watch people all the time bouncing off that target before they get any sort of traction, before they get anything to stick. And it's that consistency that, you really need to, build up in your game. But yeah, so in your opinion, if you're going to play, you're playing competitive, are you going for it? You said you did on ESPN. You hit it. I mean, that's awesome. But if you're playing a game, what would you recommend, the casual player? Are they sticking in position A, holding position, battling that way? Or are they want to go out and win a tournament? Are they looking at their specialty shots to carry them through the tournament?
I would never bank on specialty shots to carry you through. That's going to get you in trouble in the long run. But my strategy most of the time is to try to get a close one on my first dart, preferably left or right side just a little bit to keep me open for a T-knobber shot still for my next 2 darts. So if I can land one right there off to the left or right, position A adjacent, if you will, and then leave myself open to go for T-knobbers for the next 2 darts, knowing that I've got most likely the point locked in. That's my strategy.
I like it. I like it. I mean, I'd argue that that strategy makes the most amount of sense on paper. And then I look at a lot of these tournaments being submitted, and man, is it hard to win one without a specialty shot. Like we had a virtual league, happening a couple weeks ago that we had 2 T-knobbers in the same round in the championship. Like,
Oh, wow.
it was almost like if you weren't hitting one, you weren't scoring enough points. But I agree with you. I mean, on paper, that 1 out of 20, it's just way too difficult to bank on a specialty shot. Like getting into position A, getting into where you need to be is so much more important than, hitting a T-knobber. Although again, well, you've seen it. I've seen it in a couple leagues actually this week. The T-knobber doesn't guarantee a victory.
That it does not. It does not.
So that's wild. I mean, it is an absolutely wild game. It goes back and forth. It's very much a swing of momentum too. Like you were saying, once you get that position, you really want to roll with that. You really want to, keep that momentum going in your favor.
Momentum's huge in this game. You can really, if you get a couple bad rounds, it can really throw you into a little bit of a slump you got to work your way out of. But it's a roller coaster.
Awesome. So what are you thinking? Tell me your thoughts on where the sport's going. So we've seen where it's at. We've come from the garage. I mean, I got into this sport when Jason and Josh saw me playing on TikTok. What was I doing on TikTok? Let's just be honest. Like, I don't know what I was doing on TikTok. Like that was, my wife said, we got to get with technology. She's like, you like Pop Darts, you go throw some Pop Darts. And I said, okay, I'll throw some Pop Darts. And I mean, that's the story rides from there. So I guess we all have to admit every now and then our wife is right, which she is. Not loving it all the time, but she's right, and it's taken on its own course. But like, where do you see it going? What are you excited about in this upcoming season? Which the APL season started, a little bit over a month ago now.
Yeah, look at where we've gotten already in such a short amount of time with Pop Darts. What we've created in 2021 and really got big around the COVID time. And, that's when we started getting into it. But we've already made it to ESPN. So where do we go from here? We just keep going up. We get on to, we'll get a bigger special on ESPN this year, hopefully. Be able to show this sport off a lot more than what we've been able to do with the quick time that we had last season. But now we've got these leagues popping up everywhere. We've got virtual leagues going on. It's getting crazy. Pop Darts is everywhere. Pop Darts is just taking over.
It's a lot of fun. And I mean, on your ESPN point, it was one of the most viewed ESPN Ocho events, that's happened. It had amazing reviews. It's actually one of the few ESPN Ocho events that has been re-aired on regular ESPN too, in preceding weeks. I think we're up to a couple of re-airings. I think we're up to 2 or 3 re-airings of the actual, Pop Darts Championship after the fact. So super cool. I hope we maintain that relationship and keep growing on that relationship. And I think with the energy in the sport and what we have going on, I see no reason that it's not going to continue the climb. It's a polarizing sport. What do they call it? What the most satisfying sport in the world? And
that's right. It's on a rocket ship right now, taking off.
And if you're listening to this podcast and you're like, these guys are goons, like, what are they talking about? This little rubber dart. Then I just know you haven't played. I know you haven't thrown the darts because
you got to get one in your hand. Once you get a dart to stick on a table, or if you can get one to stick on a target, get a T-knobber, you're hooked. You're not going anywhere. Welcome to the club.
It is. And that's what it is. It's like, once you're in, you're stuck. Like, look at that.
Exactly.
Alliteration. You're stuck, man. Like, you get in there and you're stuck on the sport. It's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to spend more time than you think. How do you speak a little bit to the dynamic, I guess I'll say, about Pop Darts? As the commissioner, I'm noticing a lot of trends. And one of the biggest trends I'm noticing in the sport of Pop Darts is exactly what you and Colton have been up to, which is fathers playing with their kids playing with their grandpa. The fact that so many people can come together in this sport and compete at what I call a very competitive level, but it's multi-generational in terms of
absolutely
who can have success in.
Yeah, you just look at the ESPN special. We had guys ranging, obviously we had Colton in there, 13 years old. And then from there, anywhere from, I think Mitchell was probably the second youngest at 14, possibly up to, I don't know. I know there were some guys there in their 50s, but even beyond that, my father-in-law will get on and play every now and then. He's 80 years old. And, it's something anybody can play, down to my 4-year-old nieces. They love it. But, they're not sticking T-numbers yet, but they're not giving up either. They're going to get them.
Oh no, they're getting there. I always laugh at it. So my son started playing. So again, now he started playing when he was 3. So that was a couple of years ago. He's one of the few guys that you can tell his dad was playing because he throws a great form. He knows how to do it. He can get a dart to fly. He's a 5-year-old, man. That's why I enjoyed playing. Like all of a sudden my kid's off a tablet, my kid's off his phone, the internet, and they want to play with us again, and that to me is where you start to connect, the younger generation with the older generation. And it gets to be a really special sport when you really take that into account.
It really is. It really is.
And give or take, I mean, these kids love the social media. They love all the, the content, and Pop Darts is just full of awesome. I mean, better than most, man. It's got so many cool moments.
Yeah. The game's got viral moments after viral moments. It's just a printer of viral moments because it's something different every time. Me and Colton have thrown tens of thousands of darts, and every game is something new happens. There's always something that's like, oh, wow, I can't believe that just happened. It happens all the time. Just the other day, I hit almost hit a doink T-knobber. It bounced off the table, landed right on that T-knobber. I threw my fist up in the air, looked over at Colton, and by the time I looked back, the dart had fallen right off. So it's just nonstop excitement all the time.
Yeah, it's a great sport. It's a lot of fun. And, speaking of that, what we should do is we should really roll into this is going to be a weekly segment, guys. So sit tight, enjoy. What we're going to do is I'm going to try to help narrate for those of you just listening, on to our podcast and not watching the movies and not watching the videos that we're about to post. We're going to run what we call our Pop Top 5. And we're going to give you, Miss T and I are going to give you some of our, our thoughts. And we dug, like we mentioned earlier, deep into the Pop Darts vault, which, that whole 5 years since it started. But we dug deep into that Pop Darts vault for you guys to get what we're calling right now our Pop Top 5. So let's start over here with the first one.
I gotta find it. Oh, that's it. I found it, but I'm dark too late. Oh, yes!
Bam!
Come on!
Home run.
Let's go! That is a 12-point dart, guys.
Now, how about that one? Does anybody even recognize those guys anymore? Like, look how far back we were in the vault to see these guys, both. You guys recognize Kyle and Mike? I mean, shades over there from ESPN. Look at these guys playing in the OG Pop Dome. I mean, look at this thing. Like, they've got this thing ready to roll.
Yep. I remember when we were first watching, me and Colton, our dream was to visit the Pop Dome. We still haven't made it there, but one of these days we'll get ourselves out there.
We're gonna have to go. I mean, at this point, like we're gonna have to do a podcast from the Pop Dome. I mean, we're gonna have a little line in the background. I mean, there's just no doubt that's got to be on our list here. So, those guys, they really brought that sport a long way. These guys have been playing for a long time, and they can still sling it, man. Those are awesome. Let's roll into number 2.
60 years old, my daddy got 61. Remember life, and then your life becomes a better one. I made a man so happy when I wrote the little ones. I hope my children come and visit once or twice a month. Soon I'll be 60 years old.
The double doink, man. The double doink. So that's probably, if it's not my favorite term of the Pop Darts slang, it's up there. It's up there.
Man, I don't know, that the Pop Dart slangs are pretty fantastic. Yeah, double doink's definitely way up there. It's definitely top 3, but when you've got T-knobbers and wiggle knobbers to contend with, that's hard. But this video is just
and that one, I guess, is good. It's hard to really go over the wiggle knobber, but the double doink puts it up there. And does that video get any more OG than
oh man,
1,500 subscribers, man? Like, do you guys even remember like filming that video?
So crazy. No. That video is such a throwback. I mean, Colton's so little there when he throws his arms up. That's my favorite. That's the best part.
Oh yeah,
just seeing the how much Colton has changed over the past couple of years it's like a time machine watching these videos. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it's that is awesome. That is like I said, double doink, man. It's up there for me.
It is.
Let's roll into video 3 here.
So you don't have to. Oh, baby! Let's go!
Oh boy, we're gonna hear about this one.
We are.
We got Jason in episode 1, man. Like episode 1, and Jason's on the Pop Top 5. So
oh yeah, he's earned his spot.
Yep, here we go.
There it is. So cool watching these.
Jason hits the tower. You see the tower in that video too?
I know that is a homemade tower. Isn't it?
Homemade tower. That was the making of the tower. It was probably in pre-production at that point. So
yeah, we had a couple of those makeshift towers that a toilet paper roll and what did we use? A lid to a supplement bottle, and Colton made a tower, and we played with it for a long time till the actual tower came out.
Yeah, the tower's a fun piece of that. We'll have to jump back on the tower here one of these days to talk about that, because that's an interesting strategy.
Do a whole episode on what the tower is, and
oh my
go
God,
for a tower.
Isn't it something though? I mean, it's something else. And again,
that's a strategic move.
That's something. Well, we're going to add to all of our interview questions is what's your thoughts on the tower? Because I think we could compile a list of 50 different opinions on the tower if we interviewed 50 people. Like it's such a controversial topic in the sport, but also like it's also, I don't know. Well, sorry, now we're divulging into the tower because that's what we're going to do here. But isn't it just a way to like take it all from your opponent? Like you're on one, you're on fire, and like
absolutely
power is where you're like, now I own you. Like, take an equity in you.
Sure. It doesn't even matter if they've got the close dart. You can steal the round from them with a good tower.
Yeah, like I said, we can talk. You're right. We could do a whole dang episode called the tower and just talk tower all
for sure.
Let's roll the number for you. That's exactly what you're talking about, man.
Oh, yeah.
The reactions of these guys, it's like, no matter what, the reaction, like,
yeah.
For those of you that don't know, that's Mitchell. So Mitchell is,
again,
a Popdarts Pro, is down in ESPN, hit a wiggle knobber and looked like he had never hit one before. And I know he has, but every time it's exciting. It's a cheer. So. All right, moving to, here we go. This is a good one. This is the smack talk part of Pop Darts here going on.
Right.
Oh, my. Head center. That could come off. Down it. Will come off. See ya. Woohoo!
Yeah, he was pretty nice about that mobber.
Kyle calling see ya and then knocking it off. Like calling see ya and then turning around and being like, bye.
Right.
Bye, Darryl. So
that's always a good feeling when you can call your shot. We try for it all the time. It doesn't work that often. But when you can call your shot on video and hit it, that's a cool moment.
Yeah. That's got to be the moment, right? I mean, calling your shot, doing it. I mean, some of us get the chance to edit. I mean, some of us, are live like on ESPN, but like, yeah, calling your shot and then turning around and delivering that's wild.
Back to my ESPN T-knobber, when my boy out in the crowd yells out, "Bald heads are out, let's go." And, and then the T-knobber hits and it's just I've heard that bald heads are out, let's go so many times from just seeing that video play back over and over again. It's just so cool.
The things that came out of that crowd, I could share some of my favorite, like just moments or just one-liners, because it's I'm a competitive guy, man. I love, a little bit of smack talking. I think that makes the sport fun. But there was some hilarious things that came out of the stands. There were some carrier match out there. I think it was the match between Kyle and Colton. But I think somebody in the stands yells, "I think it's past his bedtime." And what year? It was like 5 o'clock or something. And it was just like, I'm trying not to crack up the whole time. I mean, they were hilarious. Some of the things that came out of that, that crowd, like just a hilarious group of people having a good time. I mean,
it was a great crowd.
Well, and speaking of crowd, I mean, you'll have to tell me, like, when you're playing leagues and you're playing tournaments, I get with Pop Darts, one of the cool things is nobody knows who we are really yet. Like our loyal base, does. So what I'm starting to see in ESPN, it's the one footage that we never got that we needed to, and if you weren't there, you don't know what I'm talking about, which is when we started filming, we had that crowd. That crowd you see on ESPN, it's not it's not people, we didn't put people in the stand. That was a crowd that came to watch Pop Darts. But what they didn't show is behind us. We didn't have a single, by the time we were done, there had to have been, double that stands behind us watching. Like,
absolutely,
people gravitate towards what you're doing and what's going on, and I find that
sound. It's that pop. They can't get enough.
No, it is something else. So let's throw some of our recurring statements. Segments that we're gonna have on the show. Just something that we can kind of go over, let everybody know what's going on. What they're in for, like we're going to be doing, we've got about 10, let's see. Yeah. It's somewhere in the 10 vicinity of recurring segments. And, I'll toss them out there. And if you want to give a quick little, what they can expect from these segments, and we'll go from there.
For sure. Let's go.
Well, we started with the first one, so they know what they're getting here. So the Pop Top 5, what can they expect from us on our weekly version of the Pop Top 5?
We're gonna come up with the best 5 videos that we can find from the internet over that week, month, whatever it is in between filmings, and we're gonna come up with the top 5 most memorable moments that we can find. We're gonna go over every single one, decipher them, pick them apart if we need to, and give some credit to the folks that are making these videos.
Yeah, absolutely. And we encourage you guys, hey, reach out to us. We're on social media. We're on Instagram. We're on TikTok. We're going to be on, YouTube. These are going to be posted for you guys to come, watch and to look at. Submit some videos to us. If you think you got the next one, man, submit it to us. But we will warn you, it's not always a video that would go into the Pop Top 5. Our other segment that we're going to throw up there is Pop or Flop. So tell them a little bit about Pop or Flop. Like, what do they got to expect on Pop?
Pop or Flop, so much more common than the Pop Top 5, the Pop or Flop. Those are the ones where, kind of like that double doink T-nubber I was talking about, that was a major flop. It stood up there for a second. I turned my head, and by the time I turned back, that dart was back laying on the table. It was actually a leaner, but that was definitely a flop. But we're gonna come up with some of our funnier videos there.
Yeah, those are again. You got a good video? Send it in, man. Like we'd love to see the good ones, the bad ones. Like let's take a look at them, because we'll put them on here. We'll show people what you guys are doing. We'll call you guys out. So then what about, and we talked a little bit about this segment, but dive in a little bit more on what Stick Talk's going to be about. Like, what are we rolling in when we run our Stick Talks?
Stick Talk's going to be me and you nerding out about Pop Darts. We're going to go over tips. We're going to go over training styles, how we hold the darts, what's our method of throwing darts, the mental game behind everything, and then we'll get into all the new gear that's coming out. There's some cool stuff that they've got out right now that we need to talk about. There's some really cool stuff that they're coming out with that nobody even knows about, and it's awesome. We're also going to go over some rule debates, which is going to be fun. I've been thinking about ideas on that, and I'm ready for that one. That one's going to be an interesting one, going over some of the rules.
So you're jumping right into the rule that popped off, man. Like, what is that segment, the rule that popped off? Like, it's what you tell us, you know, you come to me, you come to Commish, you come to Mr. T. Tell us what rule is controversial, is funny, just drives you nuts, like, hey, somebody wrote these rules, right? We got to be able to yell at somebody, right? Like, that's really discuss, so yeah, that rule that popped off, man, that's going to be I think we're going to get some submissions on that rule that is going to be entertaining to say the least.
Oh yeah. And we'll go over some house rules too. I know we've got our couple little house rules that we play. And I know everybody else has come up with some certain little tricks and gimmicks that they do, but yeah, we've all got our own little modifications to the game.
I'll give you one in Wisconsin that we roll up here with that you were talking that your T-knobber that didn't stay, we award a point if you're leaning on the T-knobber.
Is that right?
It's not in the APL, but come on, like,
oh yeah,
get it to sit on the target marker and then say you don't get into points for that. So
no, that's totally legit.
So that's a house rule here. We don't give you the closest dart because you didn't stick it, but we'll give you a point on that one.
A courtesy point.
Yeah, that's a house rule around here. And yeah, I'm guessing, based on a lot of my talks with a lot of organizers and a lot of people around, the house rules are going to be there's going to be some funny ones. There's going to be some great house rules that are
our main house rule is if you don't land a dart, you lose a point. If you don't land one of your 3 darts, you lose a point. It doesn't matter if it bounced off that target 3 times or if you totally missed the table 3 times, you lose a point.
Ooh, I like it. So do you get a negative point in the offset scoring, or do you just lose a point on your scoreboard?
You lose a point on your scoreboard.
All right. I like it. I think I like that rule. That's a good one. So
it's a fun one. It's changed the outcomes of games before here.
Oh no. You don't like admitting that. Like, you guys are 2 of the better players out there. Nobody likes to admit they didn't stick 1 dart. Like,
Oh yeah. Well, you try to justify it that I hit that target every single time. It just didn't want to stick. So
which Colton replies -1.
Exactly. Yeah.
Which again, leading into this, these house rules and these things, we're gonna run a segment. And we're going to do it. We've talked about doing it bi-weekly, starting with episode 3, I believe. We are going to be doing a behind the board. So
yes,
that is our, behind the scenes where we plan on bringing in, who are we talking about? We've got some pretty cool guests lined up, but.
Oh, we do. We're going to bring in some of the pros. We're going to bring in some of our very important organizers and even bringing in some sponsors that we've got.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be, it'll give a chance to, kind of peek behind the scenes at what's going on, in Pop Darts. The goal with our podcast is I'm going to try to, travel and do one of these on site, at these regionals. And when we're around people and we're, out and doing it, get these people, out here, get the people in the Pop Darts world a chance to talk about the sport that they love and that they give a lot of their time and their energy to. So I think the Behind the Board series is going to be a fun one for us.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And if any of our casual fans are like, you know what, this is a question I need to know from the pros, hey, email us, get in touch with us. Like, we would love to hear from you guys on what you want us to ask, what you guys want us to do. Because there's going to be some good pros that are they're going to be rolling through here, and we're definitely going to pick their minds. We're going to pick their brains.
Absolutely.
There's some good players out there.
Yeah, they're coming for me. I got to get ready for them.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, I got to throw a little bit more because like I I used to be decent at it. Now that I'm hanging out with all the pros, it's like I don't feel like I'm that good at the sport anymore. I got to stop. I got to start hanging out with the new players. That's
There you go. He's always some newbies.
One of the other things we're talking about segment wise is the Popcast Challenge. So you and I have discussed, we'll let the fans dictate if they want to a challenge that they'd like to see you and me do. I think that's fun. You and I can, we'll get challenged by the fans. We'll see who can, we'll see what they challenge us with, and then you and I can go at it. We'll see if I can still compete. We'll see if the Commish can still throw pop dart, and hopefully we'll probably keep a tally on that until I'm getting beat so bad that we just take that tally off. the counters. I definitely don't need that on there. If I'm over 20 on the podcast challenges, we probably don't need to keep the ticker going unless somebody's betting on when I actually win. So they got all those challenges out there. What day will Commish finally, what episode will the Commish actually win a challenge?
There you go. Right.
Somebody's 5 years from now, if Mr. T sleeps through the whole challenge, then he's got a chance. Oh, these ones are great. Okay. All right, everybody. I mean, this podcast, this segment is funny. I'm sorry. Maybe we're just getting old, Mr. T, and they're going to tell us that we're not cool anymore, but we're going to do a boomer speak. We're going to do a boomer speak once a month. It is going to be a segment that is, we're going to let the older generation explain to the younger generation in their own words. So you're going to get to see, Boomer come out here and talk Gen Z slang, man. We're going to get him, and we're going to get him out here to explain it in words that the kids will understand. And I think that segment's going to be.
It's going to be a blast. That one is.
And then what are we doing? What's the other one then? We're going to do the Gen Z count.
So then we're going to run it backwards on them. We'll get some Gen Z speak in here and see what they've got to say about this sport that we call pop darts.
Yeah, we're gonna get
her that they can use.
Those are gonna go back and forth, man. We're gonna let those guys kind of make fun of each other, give them a mic, and let them explain it in words that the other would understand. Is all they got to do. So I love everything about it.
It's gonna be fantastic.
And then this one, kind of our last real big recurring statement, I think is super exciting. This one to me,
I'm excited about it.
Oh, and well, come on, we have to be a little bit. If we're gonna nerd Pop Darts out, the Pop Darts product peak is going to be cool. The fact that Jason and Josh are gonna let us get a sneak peek of products in development, products that are gonna hit your shelf here soon, but you haven't seen. You're gonna get to see them here first, and that's exciting. If that's not a reason to tune in just to see what's going on,
yeah, I'm pumped.
That one's gonna be a cool segment. Not to mention, we're gonna get to hold this stuff and play with this.
Exactly.
So,
right.
The big kid in me is super excited to be able to play with.
Same here, man.
So there's some really cool products. So I would stay tuned on.
I've seen some.
There is some exciting stuff coming up in some of these episodes that I think everybody's going to really be excited about, in the Pop Darts world. What we're going to do now is talk a little bit into what to expect next week. We're going to leave you guys, with a little bit of a tidbit on what you guys can expect on our podcast next week.
Next week, we're going to go into a deep dive on training talk. We're going to go over the consistency, the mental game behind Pop Darts, which is a huge part of the game. We're going to go over tower shots, the strategies there. I am going to talk about my training with Colton, the way that me and him play at home, and then we're going to have the Commish going over some of the national ranking systems and going over Scoreholio. Scoreholio is an incredible app that has been just helping out tremendously with the Pop Darts, with the APL. And the Commish is going to take a deep dive into that one for us.
Yeah, we're going to talk some rankings. We're going to get people going. So without being too biased, all right, who is the best player in the world right now? I mean,
it's Colton Davis.
Oh, okay. All right. I mean,
he's got the gold. He's got the trophy to prove it right now.
It's hard to argue that. It's hard to argue that, but I can't imagine that.
But I do
you're going to
beat
make it easy on them next year. So
No.
I can't imagine you're going to make it easy on them.
Can't do that. No gentle parenting here. You got to earn that win.
I'm going to have to play him in a match, but I'm just hoping to score. So that's what we'll do. And what we'll do is we'll sign off with that. And, hey, thanks for, tuning in to the most satisfying sports podcast, in the world, man. This is going to be a lot of fun, and we're just getting started.
Can't wait to see you guys on the next one.
To be able to play with,
Same here, man.
So there's some really cool products. So I would stay tuned on.
I've seen some.
There is some exciting stuff coming up in some of these episodes that I think everybody's going to really be excited about, in the Pop Darts world. What we're going to do now is talk a little bit into what to expect next week. We're going to leave you guys, with a little bit of a tidbit on what you guys can expect on our podcast next week.
Next week, we're going to go into a deep dive on training talk. We're going to go over to consistency, the mental game behind Pop Darts, which is a huge part of the game. We're going to go over tower shots, the strategies there. I am going to talk about my training with Colton, the way that me and him play at home. And then we're going to have the Commish going over some of the national ranking systems and going over Scoreholio. Scoreholio is an incredible app that has been just helping out tremendously with the Pop Darts, with the APL. And the Commish is going to take a deep dive into that one for us.
Yeah, we're going to talk some rankings. We're going to get people going. So without being too biased, all right, who is the best player in the world right now? I mean,
it's Colton Davis.
Oh, okay. All right. I mean,
he's got the gold. He's got the trophy to prove it right now.
It's hard to argue that. It's hard to argue that, but I can't imagine that.
But I do
going to make it easy on him next year. So no, I can't imagine you're going to make it easy on him.
Can't do that. No gentle parenting here. You got to earn that win.
I'm going to have to play him in a match, but I'm just hoping to score. So that's what we'll do. And what we'll do is we'll sign off with that. And, hey, thanks for, tuning in to the most satisfying sports podcast, in the world, man. This is going to be a lot of fun, and we're just getting started.
Can't wait to see you guys on the next one.
That's another round of What's Poppin', the most satisfying sports podcast in the world, with Mr. T and the Commish. The only place where suction cups and smack talk collide. Follow the madness on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube at What's Poppin' Podcast. And catch every episode wherever you get your podcasts. Until next time, keep your aim tight and your suction strong.